Ready for another round? It's Brewsday Tuesday. Here's DreZ and Big Nate.
We are ready for another round. Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar Restaurant and Six Pack Store in downtown Blacksburg. DreZ and Big Nate celebrating Valentine's Day a day late and celebrating National Chewing Gum Day. At least that's what you're doing in this round today.
Yeah, buddy. So I've never been. Did you ever have that teacher who was like super hardcore about the no chewing gum in class? Because as an adult, I've found that chewing gum actually helps you stay more alert and more awake, because as you're chewing it, you're taking in more oxygen. And turns out my teacher was kind of just being a jerk.
Well, I think it's because kids are dumb and they'll spit it on the floor, they'll put it under the desk. I think that was the main reason why you couldn't chew gum in class.
If I were a teacher, I'd rather have my kids awake in class than I don't know. I was always a fairly responsible kid though, so putting gum under the desk.
Well, I don't know. And frankly, is that still a no-no, a big no-no for? Or also, I mean, you think about when you're a kid, you're chewing like Big League Chew, you're blowing bubbles. That's a distraction.
The bubble popping is a distraction. I can tell you that teachers below a certain age definitely are actually encouraged to, you see a kid falling asleep in class, hand them a stick of gum. You got to be careful with food allergies, though, because it will keep you more awake. But there's definitely still that hardcore contingent because teachers can't really retire, so there's still a bunch of those old ones out there. But it's going the way of the dinosaur.
All right, yeah, well, that's good to know.
But yeah, this is the Gumballhead from 3 Floyds, American wheat pale ale, and of course it's gum themed. I'm hoping we don't have too many gum tastes in here, but it's an American wheat ale brewed with white wheat and dry hopped with hand-selected hops from the Yakima Valley, bright and refreshing with a lemony finish.
Lemony?
So,
I guess that.
Is there lemon-flavored gum?
I mean, you think of lemon heads, they're chewy, but they're not gum.
They're not quite gum.
There's got to be some sort of gum that's lemony. I don't know.
I mean, it seems like the perfect flavor.
I don't know. Either way, I am back to the more regular Valentine stuff. How about a coconut truffle? That sounds good. This is part of the Southern Tiers of Blackwater Series Nitro beer, which I know we did have one of these on the Dark Chocolate Day.
And I was hoping it would have, I watched you open that. And
that's right, because it got
thing
you.
Where it kind of popped and it surprised you.
It seemed fine. I was looking out there because I remembered the Nitro was the one it's a 12-ounce can, but it reads on here saying it's only 9.6 fluid ounces, and we were crediting that to maybe like the ball, which was not in the can of the other
volume
one.
Of the air.
I open it, and then you just see there's like a good inch and a half of just empty can. So there must be something to do with having to do it with a can like that. I don't know.
I can tell you,
they're just getting one over.
With the hot chocolate one, I did not feel like I was horribly scammed. I feel like, it's got to be nitrogen related. I mean, think of a bag of potato chips, because those are filled with nitrogen as well. And you get such little content.
But at the same time, well, I guess
using the potato chip defense.
The potato chips actually do say how much the bag weighs. It's just it can be deceiving because it's a big bag, and then you look and it's only like so much. But either way, this one is an Imperial Milk Stout, 10%. That's how you know that word Imperial can get thrown in there. This says it's ale with sea salt, dark chocolate, and natural chocolate and coconut flavors. So I'm hoping it's more sweet than coffee-esque, be it that it is a stout. It is nitro, though, so it should be nice and smooth. I got a feeling I'm going to like this more than your average stout with this Southern Tier. This Blackwater Series, so far, it's shaping up to be pretty good. Oh, wow.
And you said that's the coconut truffle?
Coconut truffle, yeah.
So that's a controversial ingredient in a lot of things. Like I've been at family gatherings where there's like a coconut cream pie, and it's one person eats the whole thing because nobody else seems to like coconut.
I'm that person. I love it. I am team coconut all the way. When the perfect box of chocolates you get for Valentine's Day, there's one or two coconut ones. It's me and my dad fighting over them because they're both our favorite. I love the coconut. I love it because, like you said, a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
And so it's great that I'm like, oh yeah, Mounds, Almond Joys, I'm all about it.
Yeah, I don't go out of my way to have coconut, but every time I do have something with coconut in it, it's like, oh, that's delightful. Like, when you're buying the Girl Scout cookies, I'll get my like 4 or 5 boxes of Thin Mints.
Samoas.
And then a box or 2 of Samoas. Just
They're
throw
the
them in,
best.
change it up a little bit, and they're so very good. Of course, that's faced its own controversy where some places it's Coconut Delight, other places it's the Samoas.
Caramel Delight.
Or caramel, is that what they've changed it to? Okay.
Is it caramel? No, you said it used to be Coconut Delights? I've never heard it called that.
Well, that's what they were going to change the Samoas to.
So they were just
That's not
gonna
affected this region.
I've seen ones Caramel Delights and Samoas. It depends on where.
Yeah.
And it's not regional. It depends on where the cookies come from. It's the factory.
Because they've only got
And generally,
factories.
the factories have their districts. But I know that something happened where sometimes you might be getting them from the other place, and things can change. But
No, it's
yeah,
Girl Scout cookies.
I've dug. I saw a billboard just yesterday. It is that time of season. It is Girl Scout cookie time. So you can get out there and support your Girl Scouts and indulge.
Get some Samoas.
It's one of those things you got to be careful though, because Thin Mints are the classic. To me, they're the OG. I don't know if they're the really original ones, but they're the ones you really think of. And my sister loved them so much that she ate like an entire, I don't know if it was box or just sleeve when she was younger, and to this day cannot eat Thin Mints or any variation of. She's like, it'll just immediately make her want to be sick.
See, I have not found that to be a problem, and I regularly
eat a whole sleeve of Thin Mints.
Yeah, I don't. I have no. That's one of the few things where I'm like, I better stop. Does not remotely enter my vocabulary. And if I've been drinking beforehand, the whole box is going to be gone.
Well, Thin Mints, that's pretty. I mean, a sleeve is a lot. The Samoas, you only get like 12 in a box or something. That's easy to put away.
They're Thin Mints, so they're just stacked in there.
That's
I can
true.
go all day.
Oh man, Girl Scout cookies. Why did we go down this avenue? That's what I should have gotten for Valentine's Day. Just a bunch of boxes of Girl Scout
they've
cookies.
branched out in certain stores. They're selling Thin Mint pretzels. Like the Girl Scouts are selling Thin Mint pretzels, and they're pretzels that are like
dipped
you know
in
how you dip them in
mint
fudge
chocolate?
and stuff, mint chocolate, and it tastes so good.
Okay,
I mean it's like it's got that little salt in there on the pretzel.
So but not. Initially, I think soft pretzels, but so definitely not that. It's like the little pretzels dipped in like mint chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Sign me
so
up.
good.
I bet that's amazing.
The
The salty sweet is a great combo. To this day, one of my favorite M&Ms are the pretzel M&Ms. Well, it's got the little pretzel in them. In fact, we just found they do have pretzel white chocolate M&Ms. Pretty money. Those are the last couple packs of M&Ms that me and BB have enjoyed together. They're delicious.
I had so in the Take 5 bar.
Oh yeah,
which is one of my all-time favorite candy bars. When that was launched, I had braces, and I popped so many brackets eating those. But like you're saying, that salty, that sweet is the perfect combination. There's nothing that will ever.
And every now and then you can come across. I mean, of course, there's the chocolate-covered pretzels. People are, you know those, but chocolate-covered potato chips. There's this candy company back home that does that. Just like straight up like a big old salty ruffle just dipped in chocolate, and it is fantastic. Chocolate-covered bacon, that works as well.
See, I've heard that one. That's where I'm like really hesitant.
It's bacon, man. You can put bacon with anything. And, of course, chocolate is no different. There's the candied bacon, fantastic as well. That's different, though.
So I think my biggest hesitation with it is every time I've seen chocolate-covered bacon, it's never been at like a restaurant where like, all right, they just made that bacon. Like, I don't know how long that bacon's been sitting there, and that for some reason freaks me out.
Okay, I could see that. A chip, a pretzel, it can be wrapped in chocolate for a while,
they're made to
and it's
be
not going to hurt
preserved,
nothing.
Bacon, I don't know. I feel like a long time ago, Valentine, he was a martyr, and
okay, we may or may not be back. I don't know. We'll see.
Was in jail, and
yeah,
there are a couple of stories about letters, but the one that really stuck out to me was he was in jail because he was giving weddings to Christian soldiers who couldn't be married. So my only thought there is he was conducting interracial weddings and just, people that traditionally under those values wouldn't be allowed to be married. So St. Valentine, possibly a real hero. But that's all speculation.
I don't know. I think it's basically all of it seemed like it was so long ago that who the heck even knows? I mean, we're talking, I don't know. It was like, AD stuff, early AD.
Nobody kept good records.
We
back then.
digress. We just know that all that matters now is that you eat candy and, buy a card for the ones you love. Basically, is what it comes down to.
Anyway.
Frankly, yes. That being said, I've been enjoying my post Valentine's Day with you, my man. How's your gumball treating you? I know it's not exactly that. How would you say? I guess we didn't show enough love to the National Gum Chewing Day. What's your favorite type of gum?
Big Red.
Oh, Big Red.
If you don't chew Big Red, I'm not going to finish the quote. I do love Big Red. Cinnamon's one of those flavors. That being said, like the times I chew gum are few and far between because I'm always in front of a microphone, and I feel like that'd be a really distracting, horrendous noise to the listeners.
You can't be doing that. But yeah, I mean, honestly, anything that's I go spearmint over peppermint. Although I'm not How do you feel about wintergreen? Wintergreen's even better.
Yeah,
I like the wintergreen, but Trident's cool with me. Orbit, whatever's on sale, it's all the same to me, basically.
I feel like there was a campaign long ago, and we've kind of moved away from it, but where like 9 out of 10 dentists recommend Trident and stuff like that. Like
4 out of 5.
They've kind of backed down from that. It's like really all it does is freshen your breath. There's no like dental value.
You know that there's sugar in there, and it ain't helping. But so one gum, the sleeper that I think they just quit making it. You used to be able to only find it pretty much at Cracker Barrel. Do you know where I'm going with this?
I don't.
Tea-berry. Tea-berry gum. I'm sorry if you never got to experience it, but you never will because they don't make it anymore. You can't even find it.
Was it a fruity flavor?
It was like, it was his own thing, and it was short-lived. It's like juicy fruit. Like it's delicious for all of 5 minutes, if that. But man, Tea-berry was so awesome, and yeah, they just quit doing it.
I feel like juicy fruit's been around long enough that they could maybe spend a bit more time on making their flavor last even a fraction longer. Because that was always, when I was with my grandmother, anytime, would you like a stick of gum? And it was always juicy fruit, and it was always like a great 10 seconds. And then it was like, now I just feel like I'm chewing paper.
Yeah. That being said, I don't know if maybe my wife was just raised on juicy fruit because she'll be like, oh, gum, she has gum in her purse. She'll pop it all the time, ask if I want some. And within, it seems like just a couple minutes, she already spits it out back into the wrapper and is done with it. And I'm like, I still got the flavor. Like I could chew this for another half hour, easily. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, juicy fruit I could understand because it's done. And then it's delicious, but then it's done.
Another staple of childhood, the rainbow stripe gum with the wrappers that you could lick and
then
put on your arm and get the sweet tattoo. I got this rainbow zebra on my arm.
I forgot about that. Oh man, I used to buy packets. Bazooka Joe. I used to collect the Bazooka Joe comics.
You can still buy those in like a 1-gallon bucket.
I don't doubt it.
Pretty crazy to me because that's another one that doesn't have that long-lasting flavor.
Bazooka Joe and Big League Chew were the forefronts of trying to blow the biggest bubble that you could. Big League Chew is good because you could just put as much as you wanted in there.
I once entered a bubble blowing contest when I was a young child. My dad always wanted to go take me to do stuff, and it was always competitive. I think he had more faith in my competitive spirit than he really should have. But I remember he's like, all right, you're gonna kill this bubble blowing contest. And I don't even think I placed in like the top 100. And there were probably about 100 people there. I'm not over here blowing bubbles. Let me just chew the gum. That being said, Gumballhead.
Yeah.
3 Floyds. While we were talking and chatting, I completely forgot that wheat beers are usually my least favorite.
Oh, really?
And this is damn delicious. It's got, like I said, mentioned that lemony finish earlier. I definitely taste the lemony finish, and it kind of just cleanses everything that I'm not a fan of with weed. It's pretty damn solid. 3 Floyds knows what they're doing. Its ABV is 5.6% though, so
nothing too crazy.
it's not going to break the bank, and it's pretty enjoyable.
Yeah, I wanted to double check because I remember when we were talking about trying to come up with beers with the themes and with Chewing Gum Day. Obviously, I was drawing a blank, but you were quick to say, "Oh, Gumballhead," and that did not occur to me, and now I know why. Yeah, I've actually never had it, so I'm looking forward to trying that here in the break to see if it's any good.
It's just a can that stood out to me, and every time I would consider picking it up, Gumballhead, man, that's a cool can that really stands out, and then wheat ale, but might have to give it a chance now.
Not too shabby. All right. Well, there you go. On Untapped, that's who's thinking. Big Nate Danger, if you want to follow and friend. DreZ Drinks is my handle. As far as the Blackwater Series Nitro they got going on here at Southern Tier, Coconut Truffle, the Imperial Milk Stout, coming in at 10%. It is delicious, so delicious, it is gone. Obviously, it's what you'd expect. It was smooth. It did have the coconut notes in there. It had the chocolate, not too coffee-esque, which I appreciate, being a non-coffee drinker when I enjoy a stout. This was very good. I'm going to give it probably a 4.5. I didn't like it as much as the Sycamore, but it's also got a little bit higher ABV and, not my style. So that goes to tell you, if this is up your alley, you're probably going to like it. Give it a go. We will reconvene next Tuesday. I should be back. I'm not checking a bag, so I will not be bringing back any Hawaiian beers. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'll figure something out. However, what is next week? I thought
it's gonna be a fun one.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be another Brewsday Tuesday.
Brewsday Tuesday.
We're tripling down on the Brewsday Tuesdays, but we have to because it is gonna be Margarita Day.
I feel like
we have to.
A lot of these days have stacked up at the beginning of the year. We better look ahead and check October and November and make sure that there's still stuff to do.
Yeah. Well, it is it makes sense that Margarita Day is going to be on a Tuesday because most Mexican joints, you got your Taco Tuesdays. You want to go get a margarita. So if you want to do that, feel free to flip us on the drive too. And we will get you situated with that. As always, I appreciate you coming in, and I'm looking forward to doing it again.
Always
next
a pleasure.
week, my man. That's a wrap on Brewsday Tuesday. We'll take a quick break, and we'll get back with the tunes right here on 105.3 The Bear. Stick around.